Hey guys, DJ from PTA. Today was a very choppy day, to say the least. None of the plays that I really was looking at today moved the way I would like. I did take a swap at Evfm, been on the radar for a while. Remember, this is the one that went from 40 cent to 154 a few days ago, and I think it was a week ago. And it kind of just been on watch for me. So I just wanted to go over the overall senses of the market and what I'm saying about that we're still moving towards this trend line, and that'll be around the 393, and maybe we'll get a reset off of that. This will be previous week high. We get a reset off of the previous week high, and then a nice little flush. I still think, again, I'm still yelling 350s before we get a turnaround. But just looking at the overall market, this is just what it is. And I kept the trend lines here just for those who watch this. They can watch it, get to the trend line, and then maybe break above it or basically collapse underneath it and kind of wash away. I'm thinking more of a wash. Fundamentals just aren't there to show that anything's changed. I mean, I see little reports about things being a little different, but honestly, I don't see anything significantly change in our market to adjust or say, hey, we're in a bounce or it's recovering. As I discussed before, from a technical aspect, it is doing something different than it did before, and it's starting to hold. But we saw this before earlier, and it was a false alarm, which was that, it made the low, and then it bounced, and then it was supposed to bounce, and everyone thought it was going to go here, and it actually went down. My theory is that this is a little bit different than before, because not only did we have a bounce, it bounced up, but it captured itself here. So we might be finding some support here. I just don't see it. I think it's really just a grab for it to get back to about right here, and then a flush going down to go for the next leg down. And I think that this leg's going to be a lot more aggressive than before. So let's go over this trade, the trade that I actually did take. Evfm. So to go back to what we talked about before, Evfm was on the radar. It had that great news off of Roe versus Wade. After that decision, this company has a lot to deal with when it comes to contraceptives, and particularly it does stuff with Plan B. So the Plan B pill, that's probably why it was on the radar the way it was, and why people were looking at it. Now, it just didn't give us any move. I mean, so going back down, these lines I've drawn are from previous weeks. We're looking at key areas. Remember that this line here was previous week high. These are all the key areas based off the chart, where either it rejected or maybe it had some news or something to show that it was supporting a very specific area. And that's the reason why. Remember, the purple lines are the ones I draw for entry day. So let's circle in and go back down to the actual day, which was today. Now, coming off of it, we had this big push, and I would have liked to play it first thing in the morning, but I just didn't see it. Also, I like to see it kind of set a tone first thing. So when it did that, let's pull this down to 30 minutes. So when it actually did that, I had a nice little push. It pushed out right here. So it didn't really have that much price action in it that was impressive to me pre-market. So I was thinking that this was probably going to be the first leg up. So what happened is that it kind of just went sideways, and then it just broke down really hard right there. Right? So when I saw the break, it made me think, okay, it's kind of fading or whatever. They're controlling it. Something's going on. It's making this move really weird. So it ended up making me get in a trade about there. So I ended up getting filled at about 120, I want to say 128, somewhere right here or so, by 128. And then it just kind of went up, and then it pulled back. And remember, my stop loss was back here, so I had about a, I don't know, 5-cent stop loss. So I loaded up, it went up, it pulled back, it went up, pulled back, and it just kept doing that all day. It never really broke out. It never really got any range or anything like that. It just kind of went up, pulled back. So I ended up dumping in the 136, 130. So I ended up getting like 10 cents a share. Nothing extravagant. I was looking for a nice move. The move I was looking for was above this 154 area. I thought it can get up there and kind of reach out. And then going back into the daily, that 154 area, you know, would have been, you know, right by previous week high. Then I would have been looking for a push up to the 240s just to fill this area up right here. So is it going to be on watch tomorrow? Definitely. I think that this is going to continue to do something. And you can look at the volume. You know, it kind of dropped back down. We had a good volume day that day. And we started building up some support. It seems to be about right here, around 93 cents. Or you can look at that dollar mark. I probably would have looked at more of like this 90-cent mark. It's being that might be some support there at 90 cents. So, you know, from there, you know, I'm looking forward to reach out, maybe get over the 150s, and then past the 150s, we're looking at 240s. We got the volume that stepped in today. I mean, we had 142 million volume today, so it rotated the float 4 times. The only other day that it did more than that was this day, where there's a lot of people sitting here at this 154 area. So that's why I was hoping it'll kind of do that, or even gave us some type of push, gap up push above 154 and after hours, but we just didn't get it. It's back down to 125 actually now. So I end up exiting out of position, small win, nothing significant. But, you know, once you know your areas, once you know what you're trying to do, essentially that's the key to, you know, your trades, is to make sure you you get out of the trade in a good area. You know where your risk is, know what that looks like, and then take it from there. So for me, again, it's just one of those things where, you know, I'm going to look at the stock. I'm going to keep an eye on it because I don't want it to get away, because it'll be a nice move. And I mean, just based with the news and the sentiment of the market being a low price stock, you know, this thing can really take off over the next couple of days if it gets some energy there. And I feel a lot of people are watching it and paying attention to it right now. So outside of that, you know, there's a lot of people that has interest in buying this. So I'm looking for that next creep up. I'm looking for the next move, the next leg up to make it really take off. So but other than that, I mean, it was a pretty choppy day. I've been looking at other traders. Rooms were pretty quiet. Just overall slow day, choppy day. But, you know, you take your wins and you take them when you can. And that is the thing that, you know, makes the most sense. Is to make sure you're in the trade, take your wins when you can, don't be greedy, and get in and out of that trade when you see possible. All right, gang. So if you have any questions, concerns, again, guys, always leave them in the comments section. Click that like button, hit that subscription button and notification so you don't miss none of these videos. And as I tell all new traders and stay studying and stay focused.